gentlemen, at only 17 years old, my first guest has co-starred in 4 of the biggest films of all time, and now she can be seen in what's expected to be the 5th, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Please welcome Emma Watson. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I want to ask you, we had Daniel Radcliffe here last night, and I chatted with him briefly, and I asked him the same question, but I want to ask you, because it's such an unusual situation. It's the 5th Harry Potter film.
Yes.
And you look back now, how old were you when you did the first one?
I auditioned when I was 9, and I started filming when I was sort of 10, 11.
Is it strange for you, because these movies are ubiquitous, you see them on television all the time, and do you ever come across yourself in that first film, and how does that feel?
Quite horrible, to be honest. It's really, I mean, I guess it's just, yeah, very, very strange. And especially, like, in this one, there's loads of flashbacks to the first film.
Right.
So I get to see a lot of that. I guess just... I just used to have such chubby cheeks and such like a high voice and the big hair and yeah.
You're describing me perfectly, actually. But that's how I think people don't generally like to look at themselves at that age. I mean, everyone else thinks that you're a really cute kid in those films, but that's not how you perceive it, right?
I mean, it's kind of hard to explain like how that feels, but I guess like I don't know if you hear your voice if you ever hear your voice taped on an answer machine, you're like, oh, it's horrible. People can't listen. It's exactly like that, but like 20 times worse.
Yeah. Although your voice is very beautiful, mine is very grating. I hear mine sometimes. I hear a TV set, and I'm like, hello, folks, we're back. We're going to have a great show. And I'm like, someone kill that guy. Now, there are lots of course, there's so much merchandising also associated with this movie. There are lots of Harry Potter products. What's the strangest thing that you've seen your face, you know, associated with? What's the strangest product?
God, it's really hard. There is so much Harry Potter merchandise.
Yeah.
I was in Waitrose the other day, and I came across Hermione's magic muffins, which I was like, wow, that's a new one.
What is it? It's a muffin mix?
Yeah, exactly. It's a muffin mix. You don't have to buy any of the ingredients. It's all in there, and you kind of get these little stickers with my head on them, and you kind of put them on.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's strange because are you good? Do you make muffins yourself? Are you a good cook?
I'm an awful cook.
Yeah.
To be completely honest. No, I would never ever do that. That would be seriously strange.
Yeah, so it must be odd. You almost feel like your face is on it. Like I'm responsible for those muffins tasting delicious. You know?
Kind of. I guess. Yeah, kind of.
What about? I know there are Harry Potter video games. Have you played, or any of your friends or family played the video games?
Yeah. At the press junket, they had like a room with the game that's been released, and people could kind of go in and try it and stuff. And my brother obviously was bored to tears listening to me talk about Harry Potter. Went in and was trying the game out, and he came back and I was like, oh, did you have a good morning? He was like, yeah. I've been throwing benches at you like for hours. I was like, that's nice to know.
So your brother can go into a room and just hurl benches at you, but no one gets hurt. It's perfect. Yeah, that's very nice.
Excellent, yeah.
I know there were action figures as well. Does your brother or any of your siblings ever, get the action figure? That would be very strange.
That would be seriously creepy. I don't think I would let them have it. I think that's so like. No, that would be really weird. Really weird.
It's something I would do. I understand that you and the cast made a very short Harry Potter film, especially for the Queen's 80th
birthday.
80th birthday.
Yeah.
And then then you all met her. Did you have to take etiquette lessons and learn how to meet the Queen? I would think there are a lot of rules, right?
Well, this is the funny thing. By the time I'd had all the sort of etiquette of how I was meant to meet her, and I could only say this and I couldn't say that, to be honest, I was kind of glad in the end that I didn't actually meet her in the end. Because, like, apparently, you can only dress her as Your Majesty, and you can't speak to her unless she speaks to you. And there's kind of this little bow you have to do, and all of this stuff that I was like, okay. And I was so nervous about it. I was kind of like, actually, you know what? I'll just look at her or just sit behind her. That's good enough for me, you know? Right,
because you're so afraid of just, am I going to do this the wrong way? Am I going to make a mistake?
Yeah.
Did she seem like a nice person? Did you get a sense of her as a person or not really? You were in a room with her, but you didn't actually get to meet her.
To be honest, I hope she enjoyed the show that we put together. She didn't really... Not that much facial expression going on. She was quite kind of like this. I was like, is she enjoying it?
She is the queen. Oh, she's not going to, raise the roof.
No, I think it was like,
ow, turn the butter! High fives for you and the whole cast.
Yeah, no, so I was like, I didn't really know, but I'm sure she. I hope she enjoyed it.
I know a lot of people in America. You have a beautiful voice, as I said, and the English accent is so. I mean, to many Americans, it sounds. It sounds so distinguished, and
it's awful. When I come to America, I always feel really. I hate my English accent because it sounds so kind of like. I don't know, pretentious. I don't know if that's the word. It sounds really kind of. I don't know. So by the end of my stay here, I kind of find that my English is kind of. Edging towards American English.
No, what's pretentious is when people affect an English accent. Yours is real. You were allowed to have one. There are people like Madonna who, like 2 years ago, sort of be like, "Oh, hello, here, aren't you from Long Island or something?" What about, do you think that when you hear Americans, because there are American actors who in movies try and do a British accent, and to us maybe it sounds all right, but how does it sound to someone who's...
You can always tell.
Yeah.
You can always tell, pretty much. I mean, yeah, you can pretty much tell.
It's next to impossible for an American to do it correctly.
Yeah, well, I guess, I don't know how well we pull off American accents though, so, you know.
Hugh Laurie
Actually, yes.
Hugh
I have
Laurie
to say, I've watched
House,
that a couple of times. Amazing.
I cannot believe that he's not from America.
He's like quintessentially British.
Yes.
He's very, very
I
British.
shot something with him for the Emmys about a year ago, and he was doing the American accent the whole time. And then I saw him later on, and he was talking in the British accent, and I really thought, this man is ill. He's schizophrenic. He's so scary talented.
No, very talented.
But, you know, when Americans go over and try and do it, a lot of times it sounds like, you know, Mary Poppins kind of, "Hello, governor!"
Yes, that's exactly it!
"How you doing?" You know? "Oh, your chimney sweep, boy." How I would do it. Now, of course, you and Daniel and Rupert, you're the three main, characters that we've been following throughout these different films. Have the three of you, and I don't want it to be a crass question, but you've been making some money over the years. Have any of you gone a little mad and bought yourself something crazy, or just to treat yourself?
I can't compete with this. Rupert bought an ice cream truck.
I'm not even kidding. You want an ice cream truck? That is every kid's fantasy.
I know, literally.
No one really does that.
He was like, he said to me quite seriously, he said, if I hadn't got this, if I hadn't become an actor, I seriously would have considered being an ice cream man. I was like, okay, cool. Well, so he's kind of like fulfilled both dreams,
That's so funny and so sweet, too, at the same time.
And as well, it's not just like he's bought the truck to kind of drive around kind of a show. It actually has all of the ice cream in it, all of, like, the little chocolate drops and everything.
Well, I hope it had ice cream in it, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Maybe like, cool ice cream truck, what's in there? Medical books.
Yeah, no.
We have a clip here from the film Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix,
yes.
and I want to make sure we show this. What do we need to do or know to appreciate this clip?
You have to see the last film, and you have to know that Ron was a complete idiot, to be fair. He didn't invite her to the ball, and then he made a really big deal about her going with someone else, and he completely ruined her evening, and she ended up crying up on the steps, and then he never apologised, and basically was just, So in this one, she kind of kicks his ass. She really does. She really, gets her own back, and it's quite kind of a classic girl power moment. Yeah,
so, women everywhere will appreciate this. Yes. Let's take a look at this moment from Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix.
I'll go easy.
Thanks, Ronald.
Come on, Ron. Come on, Ron. Come on, Ron.
Come on, Ron.
1 second. You're on. Thank you. Shut up. I let her do that. It's good manners, isn't it? It's completely intentional.
That's how I would handle that moment. That was on purpose. I did it on purpose. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix is in theaters right now. Really a pleasure chatting with you. Yeah, we hope to see you soon. Emma Watson, everybody. Patton Oswalt coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.